Brings us to sentencing and People v. Michaela Stribick. It's 3 files, 23-6697 FH, domestic violence, 93-day misdemeanor, no guidelines. 23-6698 FH, a jail contraband habitual third, 10-year maximum, 0-25 guidelines. And 25-6975 FH, an absconding habitual third, 8-year maximum, 10 to 34 guidelines. Counsel, please state your appearances for the record.
Melissa Goodrich, Grand County Prosecutor.
No one either from Ms. Stribick, who appears in person to my right.
And have you had a chance to review the report and recommendations with Ms. Stribick?
We have to.
Any additions or corrections?
None at this time.
Any scoring challenges?
No.
Ms. Goodrich, any additions, corrections, or scoring challenges?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Nightingale, anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. On Ms. Stribick's behalf here, again, wasn't her original attorney, but happy to resolve these cases for her today. She wants to let the court know that she's working. She's doing well as far as that's concerned. She's going to enroll in classes here, I think, pretty shortly is the advice that I've been given. So it sounds like she's moving forward in a positive direction here. She's obviously very grateful for this session time served agreement. I wish that her credit time would be applied differently, obviously, because I think we'd be having a different conversation as far as that 1-year probation is concerned. She does have 458 days that apply to a 93-day misdemeanor and only 93 days that apply to a felony. And so I guess in a certain way, I'm sort of asking the court not to modify her credit agreement or her credit time, but to maybe provide a more equitable relief for her, since she did spend more than a year in jail for these cases. They are ordered to run concurrent according to the plea agreement from what I'm seeing. And so I think that it's fair to ask the court here to time serve her and not put her on any probation. I think that she would be willing to do the probation and that she would be successful on it. But considering her credit time, I just don't know that it's necessary here. Obviously, the court can disagree with this as far as that's concerned. Further, Judge, I think there's some discussion in this pre-sentence report about some negative influences she may have going forward. I think that she's done enough at this point to address those potential negative influences. She's been clean and sober, I think, for more than 460 days. And so I don't know the exact date, I don't remember, but a long time she's been clean and sober. And she says that, she feels better than she has a long time too. And so I'm hopeful that she's going to be successful going forward with or without the court's monitoring. We would ask to just have her time served and find the cost.
Thank you. Ms. Stribick, you don't have to say anything today, but it is allowed. Is there anything you want to tell me? No.
No, sir, Your Honor. I just respectfully no.
Okay. Ms. Goodrich, any recommendations for the people?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. The defendant is 34 years old with 4 prior felonies and 4 misdemeanors. These 3 cases are based on 2023 conduct. She did serve 458 days. I think that we did no immediate incarceration at time of plea to see how she would do between plea and sentencing. And there's been no bond violations. So I would ask the court to follow the plea agreement with no immediate incarceration, but I believe that the 1-year probation due to the 3 cases happening so closely together and then her just recently being released would be appropriate in this matter.
Right, thank you. Ms. Stribick, if you'd please stand for the court sentence. All right. I mean, Michaela, I've known you for a super long time. I was your first lawyer back when you were like, I don't even know if you were a teenager the first time you got in trouble. And, there's been moments where you've had some successes. There's been moments where you've, had some bad things happen to you. There's been some moments where you've made some really bad decisions. So I think, I hope you understand at this point, when you relapse back into using these drugs, it does terrible things to your mental health. And you worry everybody around you. I've had times where you're in front of me and we just don't even know if you're going to make it.
Yeah.
One of the best times I've seen you looking healthy was when I sent you to prison last time. And you had some cases where you had to zoom in and you looked healthy and mentally well while you were in prison.
Yeah.
So sometimes being incarcerated has honestly probably saved your life from time to time. This is a case where, it was your absconding that made it far worse and ended up with a lot of time that you served. And some of that too was not your fault and how long it took with some changes of lawyers. But this was a case where, especially with the contraband and the absconding charge, you were probably looking at going back to prison, but partly because of the amount of time you served in our jail. I believe the prosecuting attorney has given you no additional jail. And I think that's fair under the circumstances. And so I'm going to follow that plea agreement. Taking all these things into account, including all the information in the pre-sentence report, in file 6697, going to order that you pay $75 for crime victims assessment for misdemeanor and $50 for state cost misdemeanor, the misdemeanor domestic violence. Order that you serve 93 days jail with credit for 93 days served. And in file 6698, the jail contraband habitual third, order that you pay $130 crime victims assessment, $68 in state cost. Order that you serve 1 year in the Sheboygan County Jail with credit for 1 year previously served. And in file 6975, the absconding bond habitual third, the advisory guidelines are 10 to 34 months. I am going to place you on probation for 12 months as recommended. That'll be subject to the terms and conditions listed on pages 2 and 3 in the pre-sentence report. Really, the main thing is, you got to follow everything in all those probation terms. I just want to highlight, obviously, a substance abuse assessment and treatment is important. You keeping a job is important. There's a crime victims assessment, $130, state costs of $68, court costs of $350. There's a monthly supervision fee to the Department of Corrections. You can't use or possess any drugs, alcohol, THC, mind-altering substances, anything you're not prescribed at all. And that's super, super bad for you. And I will order that you serve 93 days jail, give you credit for 93 days previously served, because although this is discretionary consecutive sentencing for the absconding, I will impose this as a concurrent sentence. You are eligible for early discharge from probation at the halfway point if you've completed any programming that's been recommended. So we're going to hand you a piece of paper explaining that. If you want to appeal in any of these files, you may by filing an application. If you want a lawyer, I'd give you one. You'd have to ask me within 6 months. We're going to hand you a lot of paperwork about that. There's 2 copies in each file for the appeal. We're going to ask you to initial 1 copy in each file, so we have a record we gave it to you. And the other one is for you to fill out if you want to take an appeal. And Agent Martin, are you going to reach out to her? Do you want her to stick around, or what do you want her to do?
I can meet with her.
Okay. All right, so stick around and talk to Agent Martin. Okay, you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, good luck. Oh, this is a downward departure, or to the extent it's a downward departure being a straddle, I find reasonable grounds in the plea.
Thank you.
See, Mr. Peterson was zooming in.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more crazy court hearings like this one.